cat food. Now, hey, you. No. Oh, it's almost empty though.
Then let them. Let them.
Like we
Let
don't.
them eat cake, I say. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Chat with Jean-Luc and Nick.
And Saba
And Saba and Maui
and Maui.
and Peru somewhere around here. We're so glad you're all here with us this evening. Today's chat is all about movement, not the gym, not, running a 5K.
And we don't want to say that movement isn't going to the gym, but we want to talk about other types of movement and other things we can do in order to stay active and moving. Because again, we talk about being in motion, right? So really moving is such an important part of just everyday activity. You move all the time without even realizing it.
But before we go into that, we're going to do a few announcements first. So number one, day 9 of Kickstart. How's everybody doing today for Kickstart day 9? Your commitments are going okay. Share it in chat. Let us know. We won't read them live. We'll see. We'll see how you guys are doing with your commitments. We're on track for all 10 today. We've been going to bed on time for almost over a week now, and I feel amazing because of that.
It's been a week.
It's been over a week. It's day 9 of going to bed.
He cuts back on what we've done. We've done it. It's not like we haven't done it. We've done it.
Yeah. So then we are doing a new event, everybody. So if you're in the Sudbury area, we just announced a new event today. We will be doing a dinner on October 11th at 6 p.m. It's our first time doing something like this in Sudbury. We're going to be eating at, and I'm sorry, I'll never
forget. The Cuisina.
Oh, I can't remember the name.
It's the old PN
Hot
Mario's, which is now called Cuisina
on LaSalle. We couldn't get a reservation.
They would not let us reserve on a Friday.
So what we'll do?
Saturday.
We're gonna show up at 5. We're gonna stand there,
and we're gonna wait until 6 o'clock and let them know you have 20 people or how many people coming at 6. So it's very important that you let us know if you will be coming. You and your partners, your friends. You could invite anybody you'd like. Let us know who is coming with you, so that way we have enough seats, and we want to make sure to get there early enough to let them know that we have this many people, so they can be prepared for us. So
exactly. So that's one of the new events. But we're also this weekend we are going apple picking in Stouffville. So I think there's about 13 of you. I will be sending an email out in the next few days for those of you coming to start trying to figure out the last minute pieces. But we're going to go apple picking this weekend in Stouffville at the Applewood Farms. We're going to be having lunch there, and then I'm having poutine. I've already said it. I'm having one there. It's not cheese on the side. It's cheese in my meal. So that's what I'm having while I'm there. And you guys can eat whatever you want, or bring a lunch. You can also bring your own lunch if you don't want to take a chance that you can't find something there that you can eat. So you can bring a lunch as well. Other events we have coming up on November 3rd. We're going to Farm Boy in Pickering with a lunch before then. So if you want to join us for that, just go to our website and RSVP for that event. And we're also going to St. Jacobs on November 17th at 2 p.m. We're going to be doing the Christmas Village, and we're also going to be doing a dinner. So if you want to join that, please go to the website, RSVP for that as well.
I apologize. Jean-Luc is on cat training duty.
Cat training duty.
Off the counters, kitties. Or you get
another.
Everybody.
No,
I wouldn't.
You would. That's why I'm saying no.
Maybe a little bit. No,
you would.
I was very tempted. I know you wouldn't talk to me for the rest of the show. So
no, I wouldn't.
I was like, I better not.
You do have to live with me for the rest of the night, and the rest of the time that we're here in this world.
Fortunately.
So another thing that we're announcing, and we announced it last Thursday, is our Epicure mystery host party.
Yes.
What is that? As you all know, Jean-Luc and I are Epicure ambassadors, and we decided to launch 2 Epicure mystery host parties. What does that mean? Is that we have 2 links, a Canadian and a US link. Anybody that purchases from our Epicure party until September 30th will be entered into a draw. Every $50 that you purchase gives you 1 ballot.
We're rounding up as well.
So if you're 113, you get 3 ballots. We're not going to we're going to give you 3 ballots.
We don't want to underround. So if you're below the 50, you get a ballot.
And as of right now, for the Canadian one, we are almost at how much are we at?
1 second. The host prize has 50% off of 4 items plus $208 worth of free product.
So that's for Canada.
That's for Canada. The US has one order right now.
So if you're from the US
and you're interested, reach out, let us know. You could share this as well with your friends, your family. It's not only to our Kickstart members, it is absolutely for everyone. The more people purchase, the higher the
prize gets,
the bigger the prize gets. And what's fun is one of you gets to win this prize. So feel free. If you don't feel obligated, again, it's not an obligation, but we thought we would just kick off this season with.
But as always, like I always say, any extra orders you do or anything you buy on our shop, anything you do like that helps support jeanlucandnick.com and Kickstart to remain free for the foreseeable future. And for forever, because we don't want to charge for this. We want to keep this free all the time. So this is what helps us keep it free, allows us to pay our bills. And so we thank you for that.
And there is a lot of new fall products, some really cool fall products, some chicken flavors, all sorts of stuff. I was going through it today going, oh my God, I need this, and this, and this. So guess what, everybody? I'm going to place an order on the Canadian one to increase the amount for everybody.
Yes.
Because I don't get a chance to win.
Damn it.
No, I don't want to win. I don't want to win. I want somebody else to win.
So that's the announcements for today. So let's get into today's topic. So movement. And I'm seeing people posting in chat. Did I write the wrong link again?
You did.
Let me see just to make sure, because it's doing that all the time.
No clue.
It doesn't want to write the right
because you don't write end.
No, it's there. It's right here. So why it's not writing it down, I have no clue.
Me neither. It's very strange.
Okay, give me 1 second. I will add the link. And Han, you can start kicking off.
Yes. So I move this way so I can actually be in the camera. So movement. What is movement? Do we all move? Who doesn't move at all during the day? Who does not move at all? If I see someone's hand, I'm just joking. But it's true. There might be days where we move less than others, but movement is part of our everyday life. You move from birth. You actually move in your mother's womb. You are moving in there. You move as soon as you're born. You might not know what you're doing or how you're moving, but movement is just sometimes, it's an automatic thing that we do without thinking or processing. So can you imagine what it would be like if you moved with a purpose? Think of that. Moving with a purpose. I did not say going to the gym. I did not say running a 5K. I did not say climbing staircases back and forth, up and down. No, but making every single day count because you move with a purpose. So moving with a purpose, what does that look like? Getting up from your couch because you need to go do some laundry. That's moving for a purpose. Moving from the couch because, and I'm going to use the couch because a lot of us,
well, that's what I was going to bring up.
We start off from the couch, don't we? Or we start off from a chair. Moving from a chair or a couch to go to the refrigerator to get a snack. Purpose still, right? Not saying that all purposes
for movement.
No, not saying that all purposes encourage movement for a good reason, right? But no matter what, if you are hungry and you deserve a snack, of course, you're going to move. But what do we do in order to make sure that we're cognitively thinking about every single thing we do when we move? What are we doing? How are we documenting this in any single way? How are we making sure that when we are moving, we're saying, hey, a minute here, did I move long enough right now? Did I make this one step to the refrigerator maybe a little longer than I should have? Can I walk around 3 rooms instead of just walking directly to the fridge?
And that's where I was going to start off. We've shared this story in the past. Some of you have heard this story. When Jean-Luc and I were at our biggest in 2018, we could not go to a gym to start losing weight. We could not. That was not in our wheelhouse. It was not. It was just not capable. We were not capable of that yet. So what did we do? We made our home where we walked. We used to turn on music in our home. We used to climb up and down the stairs with music. We used to do laundry where we would bring one piece of clothing up. So we would bring a laundry basket upstairs, fold one piece of clothing, walk back downstairs, go back upstairs. And that's how we started moving. And I think that's what we mean about movement. There's all these different ways in your life that you can add movement to things you're already doing every single day.
Well, look at this right now. How many of you are standing right now?
You could be moving.
How many of you are sitting? I like how someone just stood up and said, I'm standing, right? But honestly, why is it do we associate that when we put something on TV or we watch a video on our phones or we join a Zoom room that we automatically sit? I'm not saying that you can't sit and do it, but keeping things in mind, actually. And Nick made a huge point for me. For example, this is my workstation. I work in this area Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day, because I'm an interpreter, right? So I'm on camera. And when the pandemic first started, I got my stand sit desk.
Where we're at right now.
Where we're at right now, I stood all the time. I never sat. And then as the pandemic continued, as the pandemic ended, and I continued to keep working from home, and maybe my mind was not thinking of movement as much as it used to, I started seeing my desk lower and lower and lower. And then all of a sudden, a bar stool came into play. And I don't know how long, but I sat there for the longest time. All of a sudden, I was there for months without even standing anymore, without even thinking about it. I automatically went to that sitting position. And it wasn't until Nick one day said, did you notice you're not standing anymore and your back hurts and your legs hurt and this happens? And I went, oh my God, you're right. When I sat there and I stood for my meetings, I never thought of my back hurting or my legs hurting or anything. And it was because I cognitively made that connection that I could stand and work. So what is stopping us from doing?
What are other ways that you could possibly increase your movement?
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying here exercise.
No,
we haven't mentioned the gym yet. We're just trying to tell you, how can you make yourself move a bit more? So say, for example, say you're someone that needs more steps. Why not get up from the couch when you want to change TV channel? Or turn off your TV.
Back in the 80s, 70s, you didn't have a remote sometimes, so you actually physically had to go. But why is it that now, today, we automatically think, okay, and I know it sounds silly, stand up every time you want to change your show? I know. What is standing from a sitting position to a standing position? What are you doing without even realizing it?
Another thing that I find crazy funny is, when you go to the gym and everyone's trying to park, why is everyone trying to park close to the door?
That is the funniest
part.
They're
going to work out. So one of the other things that we often do is we park far away from where we're going. I know sometimes you're in a rush, you can't do that, but oftentimes you can take the extra 2 minutes just to walk that extra few steps from the farther place in your parking lot. You can also do bathrooms at work or even in your home. If you're working from home and your work office is in the basement or in the main floor and you have a bathroom on the second floor, why aren't you using that one instead of the main floor bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
It's, again, adding a bit more movement to your day just to increase the amount of activity you're doing without having to go to a gym. And that's how we started. That's how we became who we are today. Like, I can still do step. I gained some weight in the last little while, and I'm not as strong as I used to be, but I can still do a step class because no matter what, we were still super active even when we weren't watching what we were doing.
Definitely.
If you saw our trip when we went to the West Coast, we did lots of hikes. I know we killed my mom and Lynn on some of them. They were like about to die and fall over. So my mom was mad at me at one of them. She's like, oh my God. Like, it was tough. But my mom and Lynn came home and said, we barely gained any weight on that trip and we ate a ton of food. Why? Because you were moving the entire time.
So always, like, as much as you possibly can, don't associate movement with being like a gym. Movement is what we do daily, but when we increase our movement, it increases our metabolism. It makes us happier in a sense because it ups the endorphins in our body, right? It makes us more resistant to things. I lost the pound. Lynn lost the pound.
After all we did, the eating we ate, and we drove every day.
Yeah.
We were in a car every day. That means we sat down sometimes 6 hours in a day, but we still none of us gained weight on that trip, even with all the foods we ate. And we ate. We had snacks every night. Jean-Luc and I had midnight poutines a few times. Well, I had midnight poutines a few times.
I might have had
3 times I had midnight poutines. And that's what we did, but we still walked and were active every day. And that's what we're trying to teach you. Other ways you can increase your activity or your movement as you're doing things. And I see this in chat. People talk about the QB, sitting down and having something to pedal in front of you while you're actually, at home or sitting and you're immobilized, you're doing something at a desk, put a cubie underneath your desk.
Do you guys have canned goods in your house?
We don't.
I don't have any. Why are we not using canned goods when we're sitting down or standing in front of the TV? What's stopping us from doing this? Or what's stopping us from doing this? How does this, I know it sounds silly. And I know you're like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm crazy with my cans.
Let them think you're crazy.
Who cares?
Let them think you're crazy.
What other people think about you is their opinion. And other people are allowed to have that opinion. If it's your partner that lives with you, your husband, your spouse, your kids, you know what? When you start seeing definition in your arms because you're picking up your 2 cans of no salt red kidney beans and your can of chickpeas, you're going to be showing them something that they probably never thought of themselves.
Other ways you can become more, add more movement is fitness watches or using your phone for step tracking. So as you all know, with Kickstart and with jeanlucandnick.com, there's 2 ways. You go to our website, jeanlucandnick.com/strikekick, all one word, and I'll put it in chat. You can create or join step challenges that all of us create. And they're available for every single phone, every single watch type. It doesn't matter what you own. This is cross-platform. The only issue is that you can only do 10 person per challenge, so we need your help to create some challenges.
So what we ask you is if you join a challenge, you should automatically create one. You join somebody else's, you create one for other people to join in order for us to create that spider web of motion, that spider web that we're all interconnected throughout Canada, the US, Australia, wherever you're located. We are all there thinking about movement ongoing and constantly.
So I put it in chat, the link for Strike Kick, so you can go visit it now. And like I said, look through the list of challenges. If you see one that's still, look for the newer ones, try to join one. Get the app, try to join a challenge. After you've joined one, create your own link and then share it in a Strike Kick forum. This way others will then join you in their challenge. You can also share the link on the Kickstart Facebook group. You're allowed to do that. If you create your own challenge, you want people to join you, just put it there. Why do these help you? Because for those of you who are competitive, me, you try to, beat other people. Anne Marie is doing amazing on our Step Up, because I had another app that we use. It's called Step Up, and she's #1 right now, and I'm trying to catch up to her. I'm gonna get you, Anne Marie. But that's another app we have for you, so I'll put that one in chat as well. Step Up is a little different. It just allows you to connect with friends and see how you're doing stepwise with your friends. And what's fun about it is that sometimes you get a little message saying, "Hey, Nick, you got top 1% steps in Canada yesterday." And that feels good sometimes seeing that. So that's another app that can help you get more movement within your daily life. Because again, if you're a competitive person like I am, you'll want to do more with that.
And we know not everybody is connected into the interwebs, let's say. You might not have, most of us have smartphones now, not all, potentially. But there's the counting of your steps is not as important as how much you actually get up and move. So let's say you don't have an app, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. You can still get up and move, and you can write it down. Every single time you stand up and you walk to the kitchen or you walk up the stairs, write it down. Create yourself a checklist of some kind to say, wow, look at how many times I got up from the couch today. I know I had mentioned earlier saying, watch TV standing up. Yeah, that's not as much fun, right? Not all of us stream TV like Nick and I do. Some of you might just watch regular TV. Get up through your commercials. How long are those commercials nowadays? There's more commercial than show, so you'll be standing up a little bit more than you will be watching the show, which is a really good thing. And all of these little things build your stamina.
They add up.
They add up. Small little things add up. We are like this huge pile of sand. This is an analogy that I've used in the past. We are a huge pile of sand, okay? And this huge pile of sand that we are doesn't get moved over overnight. If you've ever gone to the beach before and you've seen a pile of sand, and then the following day, the pile of sand isn't there anymore. It's like further down the beach. It's not like someone went over that night and picked it up and moved it. No, every single grain of sand was blown into a new direction, one grain at a time, one small little thing at a time, in order for that to move. And it's And that's who we are. We need to move one little bit at a time in order for us to build that stamina, to build that muscle, to build that muscle memory, right? Building that muscle memory, because next time you're sitting on the couch, I'm hoping Jean-Luc's on your shoulder going, maybe I should stand up for 5 minutes right now. Maybe I should walk around for a few minutes right now. That's what we want. We want you guys to hear this. And really, I don't even want it to be my voice in your head. I want it to be your own voice in your heads. Your own voice telling yourself, hey, wait a minute. I'm going to pick on Barb right now because that was the first name. It's like her eyes got big. I'm going to pick on Barb. Oh, there's two Barbs, one on top of the other. So I'm going to pick on both of you, Barb. I want your own voice to say, you know what? I need to get up. I have not gotten up in a while. I have not walked in a while. But we're only talking about that type of movement. What other type of movements can you do in your house to be active? Wash your windows. Vacuum when you don't need to. You'll have the cleanest house on the block, and you'll be the happiest person in the world because you'll be vacuuming going, wow, look at this. My floor is never dirty. Right?
Other things you can do, play games. Mm-hmm. So instead of sitting down, take a game out. Maybe take out some Twister. Do something that's not just sitting down every single night watching TV. That's why one of Jean-Luc's original commitments is it's still there. It's still there.
It's playing a game.
It's playing one game a week.
We played it last
week. And so we're going to do it again this week. It's playing a game once a week instead of just sitting down watching TV.
We'll make it an activity game, like a movement game instead of just it sounds funny. Get the people in your house to play Simon Says with you. How funny is that? Kids do it all the time. And why do you think kids are always moving and active and stay small and tiny for the longest time? Because they're always moving. These little kittens are running around like crazy right now in this house.
Maui's right below.
And Maui's right below Saba.
So that's why I'm like checking to make sure no fight happens.
So why don't you get up and play? Simon Says, play the game. Be silly when you can. When you're silly, not only that, and you play the games that are childlike, it makes you feel good.
It makes you
laugh. It creates those pathways that we need. It fires those neurons in our brain saying, wow, when I'm moving, I feel good about myself.
Other activities that you can do, and right now it's fall, raking leaves. Don't do it all at once.
No.
Do small bits and pieces every day. Most of us, and I'm pretty sure we're all in the same category. Most of us wait till the end of fall when there's a mountain of leaves, and then we start raking it.
And then we complain that there's way too many leaves.
There's too many leaves. Oh my God. Why not take the time to do it once every week?
I have a better idea. Rake your leaves, grab a huge pile and throw them in the air. And I
wouldn't do that.
I know it's silly, but those little small things make you laugh, make you smile and have fun. And then you have to rake them again. And then you have to get more activity in. Doesn't mean you have to do it right away at that point in time. You could do it the following day.
In the summer, there's gardening. There's so many things you can do to just add regular movement to your life by doing just regular things that you already enjoy doing. And that's what this whole conversation is about today. Because we could just sit here and tell you guys, go to the gym, go do this, because that's what most people told us. You know, when we were trying to lose weight at the beginning, that was what we were told. I had a personal trainer. You got to eat this. You got to do these squats and these arm exercises, go to lift weights. And I hate lifting weights. What happened? After a month doing it, I would just give up and stop doing it because I hated it so much. Why do you think we teach step class now? It's because we love step class. We fell in love with it years ago. And so we still do it today because it's our favorite thing. So you need to find the same kind of movement that makes you happy. And if that's gardening, or if that's raking leaves, if that's shoveling snow, you know, if you're from Sudbury, that happens often. And so if you enjoy doing those activities, use those to add your movement.
So what I'm going to suggest for all of you to do right now is grab a paper, draw your house out. Draw a map of your main floor or your living room, the place you stand, you're the most, and you don't have to do this right now, but this is part of your homework. And then in each room, try to think of something that is doable in that room without adding anything else to that room. For example, in your kitchen. When you're opening your cupboard, say, okay, whenever I'm going into my cupboard, and make this a routine. Every time I go into the cupboard, I'm going to open and close my doors 6 times before I pick anything out of it. What are you doing? You're strengthening your arms. You're strengthening your shoulders. You're getting some nice back movement as well. Those are silly things, but it's a thing you need to do anyways, because you're going to go in that cupboard to begin with, right? We're all in a rush in a hurry to see results, but we're not willing to put the work into it.
Or
and
the
that's
time.
what we need to do.
Or the time.
Or the time, exactly.
He is going after my microphone pack, so I picked him up. And I just love that. I lost my.
Sorry, no, I hit it. Oh, no, it's still there.
Oh, it's still there. Okay. It wasn't him this time. So I love that Paulette said that. She said she has a full size pool table in the middle of her living room, great for walking around. We used to walk around our dining room table
all the time.
All the time.
So this is so funny. So what I was just saying about, using the cupboard doors in your kitchen, using the cupboard in your bathroom. Why? Most cupboards in a bathroom are down below. You need to squat a little bit to do that. You need to squat to open the doors. So imagine having to open the door. And if 6 is too many for you, do it twice. Do it 3 times.
But you can do this in many spots. If you're going to the toilet, of course, if you're not in a rush, but if you're going to the washroom, why not sit down, get up, sit down, get up. Maybe make it 4 times. Just do that movement up and down. You're doing squats right there. Same thing when you sit down on the couch. Instead of sitting down straight on the couch, maybe set yourself a little reminder that each time you sit on the couch, you can sit down and get up 4 times. Just different ways to increase things you're already doing. And what's that going to do? Why are we telling you these things? Because the most important part of movement is not weight loss. Most weight loss is diet. I think the statistics on when I heard about this, it's like 85% food, 50% activity. It's activity is necessary, but it's not just because you want to lose weight.
If you're not putting the right things into your body accompanied with the activity, you're not going to see the results right away that you want. Right? And we want this to become consistent for you. We want this consistency to last. Another good idea. If you have a medicine ball, why not sit on that for 5 minutes while you're doing something?
Watching TV,
playing a game. I saw someone say, when I do my puzzle, I stand up and I do my puzzle standing up. Yeah, that's awesome.
She does push-ups off the counter when she goes to the microwave.
Yes, or wall push-ups. You could do wall push-ups. I'm going to move this here. Wall push-ups. These count. These are push-ups. You're moving.
And as I go back to what I was trying to say with why movement is important because you want to be able to move for the rest of your life.
For as long as you can.
And here's why. I'm going to share a story with you guys. So my grandmother, when I was born, was 60. So my grandmother was old, already in her 6 years old when I was born. And by the time I was 10, she could barely walk. She had foot issues. She had gained weight. She had issues in her past that did not help her mobility. She had arthritis, so she was not very mobile, so she could barely walk. My mom is 65 right now, and one of her memories is of her own mother, and she does not want to fall in that same pattern. So my mom makes sure that she moves. I'm in the same boat. I have feet issues like my grandmother has. My feet hurt all the time. Ask him. If he squeezes the side of my feet, I yell like a crazy person. My ankles hurt all the time. But I make myself move constantly because I want to be able to be mobile as long as I can. I don't want to have to rely on others to move me around when I'm older. And so I'm trying to make sure that I can still do squats. I can still get up and off the ground on my own. I can still get out of bed without needing to roll over. I'm trying to make sure that I can still do these activities because it's important in life.
There you go. Nick just said something else. What can you do? We sleep. How many hours a night? About 8 hours a night, hopefully, if you're a good sleeper, maybe 6, maybe 5. But whenever you wake up in the morning, why aren't we doing some ab workouts in bed? In bed. You can do some ab workouts. You can do some sit-ups, some crunches. They don't have to be the crunches you see these people with 12 packs do. All you need to do is a nice little tight little crunch. Just a tight little one. Squeeze your belly and raise your stomach as far as you can go. Don't overdo it. But these little movements help you along the way.
And that's what today's topic is mainly about. It's making sure that you guys understand that movement we're not telling you here to go to the gym.
Nope.
If you enjoy the gym, if you're an active person, this is something that you enjoy, then yeah, go ahead. We're not going to tell you to stop. Go to the gym, work out, come and do step with us. Obviously, we love working out. So for us, it works. But if you're a person that, and we've heard this before, I don't like working out. I don't enjoy it. then find ways in your everyday life to add movement so that you can move forever. And I think that's the main moral of the story today is
move with a purpose.
Move with a purpose.
Move with a purpose.
I saw some other good suggestions in chat, so I want to run through some of them. So Joy said she does heel raises when she brushes her teeth. So just, we
got new toothbrushes today, so we'll do this tomorrow.
Yeah. And Melanie said when you brush your teeth, stand on one foot and practice your balance.
Ooh, I love that. That's a great one. You could be an ostrich.
But that's
put your head in the sand. Never mind. Flamingo. That's what I was thinking.
The flamingo. So those are good ideas. Another good suggestion from Linda is set up a friend group on Messenger and schedule weekly walks. Discover walking trails in your own community. We have right next door to our condo these amazing trails. Our neighborhood's great to walk in. If you have that at your disposal, use them. Enjoy nature. You know what's great about walking is that it clears your mind. And another thing I forgot to mention.
You know what's even greater about walking?
What?
A lot of us can do it, right? So why are we those of us who are privileged enough to be able to stand and walk, why aren't we doing it more often?
Exactly.
Right? We are very, very privileged because there are some people who cannot and wish they could. So don't take things for granted, especially when it's something that is a gift that you are able to do.
Another reason why movement is good, this right here.
Mm-hmm.
So as you all know, I'm very honest about my mental health issues. I've been very open about it the last 2 years. I am on medication now for my mental health. But one thing that I've realized in the last 2 weeks is that I'm very active again. The combination of activity and what I'm taking has made me, it's September, everybody. I usually get super depressed this time of year. This is my time of year where I start crashing. This is when Nick disappears from social media for a while because he's so depressed that he can't, even bother to post or do anything. And I'm still here and I'm still happy and living every day. It's not just the activity. I'm not going to say it's just movement that's causing this, but the combination of everything I've done to make sure that my mental health is good is allowing me to have a happier life every single day.
Think of your life as a recipe. Your life is a recipe. You need many ingredients in your life. The main ingredients is your brain. Your brain is the most important ingredient because you need to feed this brain with positive thoughts, with positive affirmations, with gratitude, with thanks. You need that to start. That's the main ingredient. Then you need movement. You need to move. And again, movement can be found, as we mentioned, in many, many ways. You also need community. That's another part of it. Community makes you move. Even when you're alone, even if that Facebook group that you have is not anyone in your neighborhood, but the fact that you guys are accountable to each other and say, I'm going for my walk today, and you have 4 people going, yeah, you go do it, you go walk. Doesn't it make you feel good? Doesn't it encourage you when you come back and you say, I just did it. I just finished my walk.
And that's why Kickstart's here. So why we create a Kickstart, of course, is to set commitments. 10 things that you want to set for yourself to achieve some of the goals that you want to set for yourself in life. One of them could be movement. And that's why we're sharing all these right now, because some of you have set movement goals, and that's a great commitment to have. But we're trying to give you ideas so that when you come back in January and you want to, join us again, you might then think about, how can I add more activities? Well, Jean-Luc and Nick said, every time I go sit on the couch, I should sit and stand up and sit 4 times. I'll add that as a commitment, but I'll make it 10 every day. Mm-hmm. That's my commitment. 10 sit up, sit down every day for 42 days. What will that do? At the end of 42 days, those 10 sit downs are going to be easy for you.
You won't even realize how easy it is for you.
I know some of you are doing a leg challenge with me. Can I see a show of hands who started doing a leg challenge with me? I love it. I love seeing you guys saying, day 1, how hard was 10 seconds of a wall sit? How hard was it? Raise your hand. You thought it was hard. I thought it was hard first day. We know we did 45 seconds today. We got through 45 seconds today, and that was hard. But 10 seconds was not hard anymore. You got through with no issues. And that's what movement does. That's why we're here. We're here to try to push you a bit out of your comfort zone, try to do different things so that you see some changes in your life. We want all of us to be able to walk together. When we're doing our event on Sunday, when we're going to the apple picking in Stouffville, and all the people coming with us, that's activity. Why do you think that when we did our West Coast trip, almost every single event we did had a walk? Did you guys notice that? It was always a walk and a meal. We didn't just have a meal, we had a walk. Instead, we were just going to eat. Sorry. We might walk in place. Maybe we'll eat our meal like this. We'll walk in place and eat our meal at I can never remember the name. What's the name?
Cuisine.
No, it's not Kuzima. Kuzima.
It's Kuzima.
Kuzima.
Yeah.
I can never remember the name. I'm horrible. I can't remember it. But yeah, so we always try to incorporate activity in everything we do. The St. Jacobs event we're doing, we're going to be walking there. Pickering, Farm Boy, we're going to be walking through Farm Boy. These are all ways to make yourself be more active. So find ways to include your friends in different things you do. Go to the mall, shop with your friends. Go to
a grocery store and walk every single aisle without a cart so you can't pick anything up. Right? Think of ways to be active without having to spend money.
Yeah.
Because there are many ways of doing it.
Many ways.
So we really hope you enjoyed our chat tonight. We hope it gave you some ideas. We hope some of you share your movement ideas.
I have some here that I want to
in the chat. Oh, okay.
I want a few things I want to share before we go. So Debbie said she used to have knee pain from bad knees, and she started walking every day. Now her knees don't hurt anymore. It's a great way to start. If you have sore knees, Jean-Luc is an example. You have sore knees. Mm-hmm. He has braces when he needs them. He stops. He doesn't do the leg challenge every day because he understands his knees are not at that level yet. So that's a great way to get started.
And that's not something that is one of my commitments right now. I have 4 extra activities. So he keeps making me sound like I should be doing the leg challenge.
I'm not saying you should.
He's not doing all of mine, so I'm not doing all of his.
Exactly. Linda said Leslie Sandstone. I think Scott mentioned it earlier. There's a lot of walking classes online to help you on YouTube. And also our step classes are on there. So if you want to try them out, just go to YouTube and search for Step with Jean-Luc and Nick. Try a basic class, and you can start right there. Leslie said,
and again, if you're following a class and you're like, oh my God, these classes are too complicated for me, I can't follow. Don't stop the class. All you have to do is this to the music. All you have to do is this. Raise your feet. Pretend you're walking in place, or walk forward and back. Walk forward and back. You don't have to do the moves that they're doing on there. But the more you watch it, the more the moves will sink into your mind. And then one day, without even you realizing it, you'll be moving along with them.
Leslie said she does geocaching.
Ooh, I love
fun and lots of activities. So those are for people who want to, you look for things in nature. Yep. You're taking a walk and you have to find a certain item. So that's a fun way. It's like almost like a scavenger hunt for yourself. Nicole says that her sister and her walk through IKEA at least once a week in winter and bad weather. Good idea. IKEA is a great place. It's an amazing, long, huge store with stairs as well. So incorporates everything you need in one spot. Barb says she's incorporating some of the leg exercise from the leg challenge when she's at the pool.
Love it.
I love that. That's a great way.
That's fantastic.
There's so many different ways to get yourself active in non-conventional gym ways. And that's what we want you guys to think about in the next little while. Think about, how can I increase my activity without having to go to the gym if I don't want to go to a gym?
And if activity is too strong of a word, is how can I increase my movement?
Just turn some music on and dance.
Dance sitting in your car. And again, people are like, that's not going to burn calories. You know what? I'm sorry, but if you're moving their upper body in the car and you're dancing along,
we always dance.
You're burning calories. You are burning calories.
You have a rave song coming.
I do have a
rave song. There's a video we have from when we were going to Rustic Mama 2 weeks ago. We were dancing in the car and he filmed it. It's going to be a TikTok soon. He's getting it up eventually, but we always dance in the car. It's something we do. We keep moving. We don't sit around. It's just something that we do to keep ourselves moving. On the trip, when we're on the West Coast, we stopped often to take walking breaks. It doesn't matter what you do. Just move. Okay.
So again, thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for participating, watching, being involved, because it's so important. When you are involved and you're listening, you'll be surprised with how much stuff sticks. It does stick, right? So I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Those of you in Zoom, stick around. We'll be back talking about a few things, giving you guys the word. Those of you in TikTok, have a great night. Tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m.